Well, what's going on, everybody? This is Eddie, and this is Rebel Racing Network, and here in the Arca series tonight for Talladega. I got 23 drivers here ready to see who's going to take home the win and maybe move on to the next round in the playoffs, as we only have 2 races to go before the playoffs start here in the Rebels Arca series. I'm Eddie with Rebel Racing Network, and tonight y'all can call me Pinball, as that's going to be a lot that's going to go on here. That's for dang sure. As I take a look at the top of the standings, Michael Kostick, Jonathan Kofeld, Stephen McDonald, Bandit Motorsports hold the top 3 spots, but we've got a lot of winners in this series, and Kostick, Kofeld, Alan Renecki, Jason Warren, Greg Froelich, Garrett Kinder, all drivers with wins here in this series. So playoffs are going to be fun. We don't have really any playoff brackets to show just yet, but we can you can believe that it's going to get pretty wild. Trying to see if I can find so right now got quite a few people on the bubble. Going to be hard to see until we get sort of a bracket. Next week will be the cutoff race. We'll have some more stuff to see who's going to make it into the playoffs, and as we get this thing rolling. But a winner here tonight. We got a lot of first-time winners that can get it done. Talladega always sort of a dice roll, and somebody who may not be able to get a win consistently. Use a draft, get up there, get you a dub, get in the playoffs, and try to make something happen. But let's go ahead and bring up the grid, and let's get this thing started as we get the Peg Leg Pole Award. That's going to go to Michael Nash from Texas in the number 27, as he takes the top spot in that Valvoline Ford Taurus. Outside, Brandon Pollock, Jason Lottridge, Jonathan Kofeld starting 4th, starting 5th, Alan Renecki. Starting 6th, Stephen McDonald. Starting 7th, Michael Kostick. Starting 8th is Matt Clemon. Starting 9th, Mickey Isaac. Starting 10th, Brandon Wallace. Starting 11th, Isaac Wilson. Starting 12th, Thomas Sly. Starting 13th, Tyler Rice. Starting 14th, William Griffith. 15th, Greg Froelich. Won earlier this year. Punched his tickets to the playoffs. Go look to maybe sweep the Superspeedway series tonight. Jason Warren, 16th. Chris Reese, 17th. 18th, Logan Surgeon. 19th, Chuck Phelps. 20th, Josh Oswald. 21st, Charles Stevens Jr. 22nd, Kai Shepard. And Charlie Gates Jr. brings up the rear of the field. What can we expect tonight? Well, expecting to see, a tough race. Going to be it's interesting to see if we can get 3 lines going. Don't think we'll be able to. It's going to be mostly 2 lines. Really hard to push. You really can't touch another driver without sending them around unless the update changed something as far as in that department. But just got to be patient. Only 50 laps, but still got to miss the wrecks. Got to be there at the end to get that win. So Michael Nash going to lead us down as we get ready to take the green flag. And green flag is out. So far, so good as to go down into turn 1, top line. Some mighty big gaps. Seems to be a lot of space out here as Brandon Pollock in that one monster takes the lead. And right behind them, starting to see some runs develop as these guys get wound up, get up to speed. Takes about a lap or 2 for that to happen. And then we're going to see some guys starting to take some chances. You see Logan Surgeon up on the top side in that, heck, I don't know what that is. It's 26, looks like it was painted by hand. Barbecue, Logan's Big Fish Barbecue or something like that. I'll try to get a better shot. The number looks great, man. But he's out there by himself passing these cars. They're taking it easy, and he's by himself going to drive up to the front here with a big run. See if he's able to clear may run out of steam here, as it looks like he is going to run out of steam. Rides and gets to the front. Great run, but he's got the 99 of Brandon Wallace coming right behind him. I'm trying to push that 26 car to the front. Al Wernicke jumps down to the apron, says, I'm not interested in doing this, and we'll go to the back. And we got 3 lines. I said I didn't know if we was going to have 3 lines, but we do, as I don't know who that is, the 5. Somebody's number is wrong. Maybe Isaac Wilson in the 93. Yeah, that's who it is, Isaac Wilson. So when you see that 5 CarQuest, Mark Martin paint scheme, I think, you know that is the number 93 of Isaac Wilson. But they are working that top side. You've got the 45 of Jason Warren, Brandon Wallace, Logan Sturgeon, and the 17 of Josh Oswald working that top line, trying to make it work. Middle line probably could be doing a little bit better, but Cofield looks like he's blinking out just a little bit, but doesn't seem to be causing too many issues just every once in a while. So if they're able to run 3 wide like that, it's pretty awesome. It's going to be tough to pass, though. There's not going to be a whole lot of extra lanes to make something work, and if somebody does pull out a line and try to leave somebody hanging, those 4 wide is going to be a tough deal. So we'll see what everybody's willing to do, as we've got a 3-way battle for the lead here, as Logan Sturgeon gets sort of a run going into turn 1. Let's see if we can maybe see something from Logan's point of view. Got a big push coming behind him from Brandon Wallace in the Warren School of Racing Etiquette. 99 gets right to the back bumper. Can't touch. You want to go down and really push on the guy, but these cars don't line up. You see the back bumpers, they kind of lift up a little bit, and not able to really push. It'll just lift the back end off the ground. So going to be careful on, you want to get as close as possible like Brandon Wallace is doing. You just don't want to push, or that 26 of Logan Sturgeon is going to go around. Brandon Wallace doing a great job, though, on that top side. You want to get right to that back bumper, drag the brake, and stay as close as possible. You see how Jonathan Cofield in that 58 got pushed out there, and then had a little bit of a gap between him and his teammate, and you see he dropped back a little bit. But they get a big run right here. That middle lane is scooting, as the bottom line starting to suffer a little bit. But I don't know. It's interesting, is the middle line really not all that organized. I don't know if guys are just changing lanes back and forth, trying to find a gap, but so far we have been 3 wide for the lead for quite a while. A lot of these guys not in shape. We'll see if they can handle doing this for 50 laps. I'm gonna say probably no. Now they're probably gonna have to make a pit stop. I don't think there's any series that can go green all the way, so gonna need to make at least 1 green flag pit stop. The team to watch for tonight for sure is Bandit Motorsports, kind of lined up there in the middle. You see those 2, Michael Kostick running sort of towards the back, but Steve McDonald, Jonathan Cofield there running 1-2 in the middle lane. Be watching out for those. Talladega is a really fun to league race with, because normally you're racing your teammates and y'all share information, but very rarely do you get to work together and actually work as a team, as a full unit. And at Talladega, Daytona, Superspeedways, you get to do that. You get to work with your teammates and put your own, your kind of solo mindset aside and focus on the team, as a team can really control the race. And usually these races are just whoever's the best team is going to win these things. As most of you know, being in the draft, it requires working. I mean, you're working with your competitors. You see all these guys lined up. A lot of these guys lined up in a with nose to tail with somebody they normally, either don't race with, may not even enjoy racing with. You never know, but you got to work with them if you're going to be there at the end. And so far, everybody doing a great job. A little bit of kind of weaving back and forth, but Logan Surgeon committed to that top line, has lost a couple people up there. It seems like folks are kind of just very reminiscent to the mid to late 90s, early 2000s Talladega, where it's three lines constantly. There's really nowhere to go. So guys are changing lanes, moving around, trying to make up spots when they can. When gaps open up, you got to take them. You see, there's really nowhere to go. So doing a great job though. 3 wide still for the lead. Brandon Pollock, Jonathan Cofield, Logan Surgeon. Ooh, that top line got a little nervous right there. And Logan Surgeon going to drop down to the bottom and take control of that bottom line. Pretty common occurrence here in iRacing. For the longest time, the top side couldn't get a run to save its life. And sort of a holdover from that era where in some cars you really have to do that. Once you get pushed out there, it takes so much work that once you get out front, you really got to jump down to the bottom. And so Logan Surgeon electing to jump down there and take the lead. And right now he does have sole control of the lead, so that bottom line with him in it is making a little bit more steam there as the lines are starting to break up a little bit. Top line sort of kind of weaving back and forth, and you see the difference. And Brandon Pollock's all over the back bumper of Logan Surgeon. So far, so good. Lap 10 of 50 as we are starting to kind of spread out a little bit at the bottom line. Good 2 to 3 car length advantage, and the high line just falling off real quick with Brandon Wallace leading that. Just needs some more cars up there as you see how many is on that bottom line. So guys up there racing hard now after about 10 laps, starting to settle down. And oh, somebody gets into the wall up there. Who is that? I think that's maybe William Griffith. It was in the 12. He gets into the wall off the corner. Scary moment there, able to keep it together. Gonna lose some momentum, but drop down in front of Charlie Gates there in that 55 Jigs. Got some guys back here in the back, just riding, taking their time. We saw Alan Renecki pull down on the back straightaway, let the pack go, as he has already advanced to the round, the playoffs, but just trying to be patient, stay out of the wreck. Chuck Pegleg, Tyler Rice, those guys just hanging around the back, trying not to lose the draft the best they can and give themselves space if the wreck does happen, if they're able to try to get around it. That 3 car, Jack Daniels of Michael Kosick there on the bottom, looking for him to try to find his teammates as the laps start to click off a little bit, and he starts to get hooked up with his Bandit Motorsports teammates. Back up front, Logan Surgeon with sole control, trying to get that middle lane going is Jonathan Cofield. Oh, as Logan Surgeon completely blinks out. And he comes back. Very scary right there. He was out gone for a long time. But looks like the middle lane's starting to make some progress. They get a nice run off the corner down the straightaways. Lose a little bit in entry in the middle. And oh, as somebody goes around, looks like, oh, I don't know who that is. William Griffith going around. Oh, Michael Kosick, a part of that. Oh, and Alan Renecki, who tried to miss the wreck, goes around, and looks like that Josh Oswalt as well. Man, we kind of saw it happening. Let's go back and see if we can see exactly what happened there. As old Griff gets into the back end of the 62. As we'll kind of go back a little bit. Griff looked like he was going to try to go to the outside of the 62. They're almost 4 wide. Gets into the wall. A little bit of contact with, I believe that's the 62 of Chris Reese. And Josh Oswald barely, almost made it through, but not quite able to do it. We'll go on board with him. If we can find a good camera and see what he saw. It just gets hooked in the right rear. He goes straight into the wall. Tough deal. As you see Alan Renecki doing the same thing. So under our first caution here, on lap 14 of 50. So we don't know what you can do as far as fuel goes. You know, if you can make it, you might be able to make it from here. If you can, it might be worth going ahead and going down pit road. Just depends on what the fuel situation is. If you do have to pit one more time, regardless, you might stay out on track. But if we do get a long green flag run, I'd rather have the fuel than I would be having to come down a lot quicker. And it looks like everybody going to come down pit road for the most part. Don't see anybody staying out, so looks like they probably going to be good from here. If not, pretty dang close. Pit lane wide open. Now, you know, do you take 4 tires? Do you take fuel? Tires really not a big issue, but to get a full tank of fuel, you're going to have to take some time anyway, so we'll see what guys elect to do. Looks like Jason Warren going to win the battle off pit road, with Brandon Pollock right behind him. As everybody gets off pit road cleanly. And looks like Jason Lottridge does stay out and will assume the lead. Yeah, we'll see if Jason Lottridge decides to come down pit road, but if he doesn't, you know, I don't know how good of a call that's going to be if he's got to pit again. You'll have to pit a whole 15 laps earlier than anybody else, and he, you know, it sure would be lonely coming down pit road by yourself. So we'll see what he decides to do. Maybe just trying to stay out, lead a lap, get those bonus points. Check in on Josh Oswald here in the 17. Should have a faster pair, but must have had to tow. And so when you tow, it puts you in pit road immediately, but you have to wait a certain amount of time. The time that iRacing decides it would have taken for a tow truck to get to you, pull you to your pit road. Once that time wears out, then he will be able to use his faster pair and get back in this race. Shouldn't be too many laps down, but him and both William Griffith in the same scenario. So I don't know how many laps down they actually are, but there'll be a couple, so they'll need some cautions to get back in this thing. But Jason Lottridge staying out on the track. Good-looking cars in the race tonight. See if we can find a cam that really shows off the cars. Jason Lottridge with a bomb pop car, looks pretty good. Jason Warren right next to him, Velocity Motorsports 45. Looks really, really nice. Like the numbers on that with the star and the 5. That looks good. Lots of good looking paint schemes. Well, lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get ready and go back green. Trying to save my energy. About to getting a little tired after the Grand National race. Tonight we'll save all our energy for the last few laps as it's going to get exciting. Well, let's do a little pump it up, crank it up, whatever you want to call it, as Jason Lodge is going to lead us down with the green flag. And almost and certainly we'll have a wreck in turn one while we're doing this, and we won't be able to see it. So Jason Lodger's leading them down. Green flag back out. Alrighty, Jason Lodger still hanging on to the lead, but Cofield pushing the 45 out to the front on that top row. Logan Surgeon going to jump back up to the top line. Bottom line going to lose a little bit of steam there, as that bottom line going to need to get squeezed back up. As man, they are really pushing each other. Logan Surgeon going to get into the wall as he got kind of, I don't know what in the world happened there, but Steve McDonald goes to the inside. Logan Surgeon, don't know if he's got any damage. It was a pretty hard hit, but not really even sure what happened. So right now, just a small field. As you look back here, we've got some guys electing to try to stay out of trouble. Some faster pairs are gone at this point, so they are definitely making a choice to lose the draft and run by themselves. But we go back up front. Jason Lodger still leads this thing. Lodger, the self-proclaimed Superspeedway king, won one Superspeedway race where everybody wrecked. But showing that he does have what it takes, though, as he is leading this thing. Now, the gas situation is going to be interesting. Not really sure anybody expects it to go green the rest of the way, but if it does, and it does require a pit stop, Jason Lodger is going to be in trouble. Going to have to pit pretty much by himself, and that will end his race. So, interesting call for him to do that. We'll see how it plays out, as they are being really, really aggressive here. So, I'll be interested to see if it holds up, as Logan Surgeon taking it 3 wide basically by himself. Let's see if Charles Stevens decides to go with him. Charles Stevens does jump up there. Oh, the one car goes down on the apron. So that will definitely hurt the bottom line run, as Jason Warren going to take the lead with Cofield all over the back end. Cofield, though, going to abandon the 45 and go down to the bottom. And Jonathan Cofield, Jason Warren had the lead for about 4 car lengths. As Cofield blocks that run, Jason Warren goes up, tries to block the top line, but not able to do it, as that parachute comes out on the 45 as he loses all his help and immediately goes backwards. Now Brandon Wallace going to get a run. Oh, and Jason Lottridge tries to pull a block and almost causes a huge wreck there as they all are able to get it caught up right now. I can't imagine we make it another lap as guys that are not giving any kind of room at all. You don't see anybody really backing off as they are all going for it. And now Jonathan Cofield jumping out of line. Not really sure what's going on here, but he's jumping out of line, going to the back. Down on the apron. Don't know what's going on. They hadn't seen him. Oh, he blinks out. Maybe that's what it is. Not sure. But anyway, go back to the front. We are 4 wide up here as it's about to be a wreck. You see them leaning on each other. Yeah, they're making contact. Charles Stevens Jr., Stephen McDonald beating and banging off each other. As good Lord, we still got over half a race left to go. These guys beating and banging, running into each other, blocking lines. See Jason Warren go up there, and Brandon Wallace gets in the wall as Jason tries to block that line 4 wide as Michael Nash goes down onto the apron, and now we got the big one. Jason Lottridge, Stephen McDonald. Big wreck as we saw that coming. There was no way that we were going to make it any amount of time with the way those guys are racing. Let's go and see if we can find out maybe where that started. It's already happened. Matt Clemon there as yeah, it looks like Michael Nash goes down below the yellow line and makes that pass. I would imagine that's out of bounds as Lottridge did successfully block that run, but looks like honestly, I mean, you know, sometimes pride will get you, and in the 48's case, I think pride probably got him. It's like, oh, you can't do that. Decides to go down there and tries to maybe keep him down there, and instead wrecks himself and takes out some drivers with him as it's just a melee up front. Logan Sturgeon involved. 48 goes down front where you see Charles Stevens Jr. spinning as all these guys try to avoid this wreck. Chris Reed's going up the track, try to avoid that thing. So, like I said, Michael Nash, I'm not really sure. I'd have to get some clarification. Most of the time there is a yellow flag rule where you can't advance your position, but in iRacing there is no rule. And if I remember correctly, it's frowned upon, but it is legal. If you cause a wreck by going down there, though, I believe that's where the problems lie. So we'll see. That's up to the commissioners to deal with. I'm not making no calls on that. That was just a racing deal where one guy made the move he thought he needed to make, and the other guy thought, well, you got to come up and deal with it, and wreck happened. So hard to say. I haven't seen any penalties given out, so but a couple drivers on pit road. Jason Lottridge coming out now. Jonathan Cofield sitting on pit road. Alan Wernecki, Chris Reese. I can't keep track of everybody's fast repair, but some guys may have already used the fast repair. Some guys may elect just to try to fix the damage, save the fast repair for later. As you know, the wrecks aren't going to stop, especially with 25 laps to go. We're almost halfway in this thing. Jason Warren with the lead in that 45 pink and black Chevrolet. Right in front of him is the 17, who should be on the tail end of the lead lap. So he'll get his lap back when he gets waved around the pace car. Just a lap or so. But yeah, those yellow line rules are tough, man. You just everybody kind of has a gentleman's agreement that you don't go down there. it's kind of like in real life. They have a rule that the yellow line is out of bounds, but here in iRacing, that's not the case, and it never has been the case for iRacing, as there's no good way to police it in a fair way. The idea is you drive down there, fine, but you've got to come back up on the track and do it safely. So if you cause a wreck, that's on you. So you're more than welcome to go down below the yellow line, but there's nothing that says the guy that's hugging that yellow line's got to give you that spot, give you that position. So I think there was a lot going on there. So you could criticize, but in the moment, I think Michael Nash just had a huge run, was trying to take advantage of that, and probably felt like in the moment that Jason Lotchers was coming down, and they felt like that was his, only move he could make to not run into the back of Jason, and Jason felt like, well, that's, you didn't earn that position, and tried to keep him down there. So sometimes a little give and take is what we need. You got to lift a little bit, maybe let the guy up, and live to fight another day. But it kind of shuffles up the running order. Jason Lotcher's not really worried about fuel anymore, so he'll be fine on fuel. Everybody should be good to go from here on out. But right now, Jason Warren with the lead. Mickey Isaac, hadn't talked about him all race, and here he is up on the top of the front row. Michael Nash running in third. Isaac Wilson in the 5 CarQuest car in 5th. Matt Clement in 6th. Thomas Sly in 7th. Kai Shepard in 8th. Chuck Pegleg 9th. Greg Froelich 10th. Tyler Rice 11th. Charlie Gates Jr. 12th. 13th. Jason Lottridge, Brandon Pollock, Chris Reese. And then we've got Steve McDonald, Cofield, Logan Surgeon, Charles Stevens Jr., Brandon Wallace, Alan Wernicke, all in the back now. A couple of those drivers with faster pairs already used. We saw earlier in the race that they were able to get 3 lines going. I think towards the end of this, as we get closer and closer to the checker flag, we'll see that 3rd lane pick up. But who's going to make that decision and go up there first, and who's going to go with them? That's going to be the kicker. You can go up there all you want, but you got to have some help. And so you got to pick the right time to go up there. That could be beneficial, as we saw Logan Surgeon able to take the lead by doing that. So, but Jason Warren going to lead us down to the green flag. 25 laps to go when we cross the stripe. Bottom line got a little bit of gap there, so we'll see how that plays out. Top line looks pretty tight here as the 45 going to take off. Going to catch a little parachute unless he does. He goes up and tries to block that top line. Really smart move for Jason Warren, as that bottom line's probably going to stall out, but we'll see what Michael Nash and Isaac Wilson are able to do here. See a lot of movement back and forth to 43. Kai Shepard can't decide what lane he wants to jump into. These 2 cars on the bottom doing a great job. You don't really have any help behind them. You can't really see who that is behind those drivers. I want to say it might be Thomas Sly in that 86, and that is. He's kind of got a gap back here. That really hurts that bottom line, as he needs to be a little bit closer, but the top 2 actually doing a great job of maintaining their position. So Jason Lottridge out there by himself trying to take advantage. You probably go, well, how in the world is one car able to drive up there without any help? Well, these guys are having to stay off each other, lift a little bit. There's checkups, there's accordion effects, air moving around and stuff, and guys are going to have to check up. And so when you do, that causes you to lose some momentum. And if you're by yourself up there, you can kind of make up some ground on the rows near the back, some up to the front. But as you get up to the front, you got to have help. You cannot do it by yourself. As you'll stall out, as we saw Logan Surgeon do early in the race. Right now, Logan Surgeon, speaking of, gets to the back bumper of of Lottridge with Charles Stevens Jr. behind him. And Brandon Wallace. Those guys seem to be very, very comfortable with the top line. So Jason Lottridge is going to lead this line now. We'll see if anybody jumps up there and tries to block this line. But, man, Mickey Isaac all over the back bumper of the 45. And the 45 goes up and blocks the 48, blocks that line. And Logan Sturgeon all over the back bumper as they are all over each other. But, man, able to keep it together. That's impressive. I thought for sure that would be a wreck, as that was a very, very close call. Jason Warren at the last second decided to go up in front of the 48. 48 checks up, and Logan Sturgeon not able to see him. He's got, can go on the nose cam of Logan Sturgeon. That's all he can see for the most part. So he can't see when somebody checks up or he has, if Lottridge has to check up a little bit, very, very little time to react. You hear Logan actually lift just a little bit, trying to keep that car as close as possible. But the outside line, Matt Clement goes up into the top line, and Logan Sturgeon stuck to the wall. He's trying to get it off. He finally does. We stay green, no caution. That was a close call, as Matt Clement jumps up out of his lane into the top lane, and the 26 gets kind of stuffed in the wall a little bit there. Michael Nash still leading this thing on the bottom. Isaac Wilson has yet to leave that 27's bumper, as they have been doing a great job of making that bottom line work. Man, it never ceases to amaze me. Oh, Matt Clement goes up the track again. What's going on with Matt? He kind of goes up the track and gets into the 48. That's going to hurt that top line's run a little bit, but not really sure if maybe Matt's got damage. He was involved in one of the wrecks, so maybe something going on with his car as he goes down in the corner. He keeps pushing up in the middle, so he may be having some sort of issue. We'll watch him this time and see if he does it again. Looks good there, so. But it never ceases to amaze me, man. And he does. He moves up the track and gets into the 48 again, so I don't know if there's something wrong with the 19 or what's going on. But that's the third or fourth time that he's had to move out of his lane. Now, let's go on board with Matt Clement and see if there is something, how much he is having to saw on the wheel maybe, and get an idea of what he's dealing with. Maybe there's some damage. We saw him get involved in an accident. So you get as close as you can to Mickey Isaac. That top line really moving. Yeah, really hard to tell. Looks like everything is okay. May just be so focused on the back bumper of that 0-1 trying to make something happen. I thought maybe he had a little bit of damage, but anyway, it never ceases to amaze me, man, that we've got 23 guys out here, and the top 10, 3 abreast, racing side by side as close as they are, and they're all sitting hundreds, thousands of miles away on a computer, and able to keep it together like these guys are. It's really, really impressive. So the fact that this happens at all is freaking amazing. So cool. Never would have dreamed it would have been like this. I remember racing on the old NASCAR racing games that first time when you had to dial into the server and race, people, and everybody was blinking in and out. Somebody called you on the phone and kick you out of the race. Running in NASCAR heat, it was really cool. But these days it has become pretty amazing. Matt Clement really flirting with that top line. I don't know, maybe there's some aggravation there. I don't know if he feels like he's being side drafted a little bit too much. I'm not trying to pick on Matt. I just don't know what interested to see what's going on, as they're really leaning on each other there. Maybe him trying to break up that top line. They're going to do it again. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the 48 and the 45 are kind of, oh, he got to come up again. Oh, and this time he catches Thomas Sly, and cars are going around. It looks like there's some damage here. No caution, though, as we stay green. 17 laps to go, no caution, as everybody kind of, and caution does come out then. Looks like Brandon Wallace, commissioner, decides to throw a caution. Man, that was brewing for a long time. I just don't know what was going on there. It's hard for me to decipher and figure it out, but let's see if we can go back and watch that one more time and see. Yeah, I mean, side drafting is pretty, it looks like the top line really doing a lot of side drafting, which is what you have to do to make that top line work. I mean, you have to kind of lay down on the next lane, and maybe they're expecting the middle lane to be doing the same. And then, I don't know, I think Matt Clements got some damage. He slid up there, and then off the corner, he's going to slide it yet again. So I'm not real sure when it finally gets a little contact and then comes down and gets into the 86 and the 88. Guys do a great job of keeping it together. Josh Oswald getting a little bit there. Thomas Sly, really the only car that went around, and they stayed green. Brandon Wallace decides to bring out the caution. But under caution, 16 laps to go. Michael Nash is showing to be the leader. Did a great job there on the bottom line with Isaac Wilson right on his back bumper. So got some drivers coming down pit road, getting some damage fixed. There's really no need to come down unless you slid your tires. But Alan Renecki been trying to avoid a lot of incidents, but has really gotten into pretty much all of them, it feels like, as he's tried to stay out of the mess. But he is back on pit road yet again, as Cofield, see him blinking out behind. Thomas Sly comes down pit road, gets his fast repair, gets back out there. So it looks like a lot of these drivers able to get back going without much damage. Josh Oswald on pit road again, getting his damage fixed. You see Charles Stevens Jr. right behind him. He was involved in that wreck right there, as he kind of got slammed into the wall. And you can definitely see that general tire on the right front kind of pushed up, not even making contact with the track. So a lot of damage to be fixed there. Hopefully he'll be able to get back on the track and get back in this thing. Well, as we get down towards the end of the race, I think if you're not positioning yourself in the next 5 laps once we go back green to get up here to the front, you're going to run out of time, as these lanes are going to get blocked up. There's going to be a low line, a middle line, a high line, and you're just going to be stuck. So this restart going to be incredibly important. I can't tell you what the right answer is going to be. You just never know with the way the pendulum swings. You don't want to get out there too far if you're Michael Nash and get out there by yourself where everybody gets a huge run on you. So going to be interested to see what happens. Top line's going to suffer a little bit whenever guys decide to jump up to the top line. That will dump some cars out of their line. So the bottom line is where you want to be here, especially if we get a lot of cautions and get down to green, white, checker. That bottom line is going to be where you want to be. You want to back that car up to whoever's sitting, like right now, Mickey Isaac on the bottom. You want to slow roll that green flag if you're Michael Nash. Make sure that 01 get to your back bumper and get up to speed quickly. Well, I can't imagine the intensity picking up even more because it has been super intense the last 20 laps or so. As man, these guys have been all over the place, side going left to right, up and down, changing lanes, pushing on each other, leaning on each other, getting into each other. We saw Charles Stevens and I can't remember who else it was. Steve McDonald door banging down the back straightaway. And so it has not been, there has been no chill out here in the Arca series tonight. And man, it's only going to get more and more intense. Hopefully we can get some green flag racing to the end, but man, I don't have high hopes. I can tell you that right now. Guys are going to start making crazier moves. Guys are going to be trying to block lanes, block runs, make late blocks. I mean, it's going to be a whole smorgasbord of stuff. So definitely don't leave your seat, as these last 14, 13 laps are going to be pretty crazy, I would imagine. If you're back in the back, if you're Brandon Pollock, Alan Renecki, Jonathan Cofield, you know, some of those guys don't need wins. But if you're Thomas Sly trying to make a splash here in this series, Tyler Rice, Kai Shapper, Chris Reese, you want to get up there and try to get a win. Now's the time to start getting that plan and putting it into action. As Michael Nash is going to lead us down to the green flag here. And green flag is out. 13 laps to go. You see Michael Nash get out to a little bit of a lead, and Jason Warren going to go straight up to the top with Chuck Pegleg Phelps behind him. The bottom line is much more organized right now as Isaac Wilson. No help in the middle, but Brandon Wallace on his way to come help. Push that middle line. Michael Nash, though, with Mickey Isaac. Oh, Mickey Isaac going to go down to the inside. Michael Nash goes up to the middle lane for some reason and opens the door and allows Mickey Isaac to get the run down the inside. Mickey Isaac going to take the lead with Jason Lottridge right behind him with Matt Clement on the bottom. Right now, the bottom lane looks okay, but the top line looks a little bit more organized with Jason Warren. Let's see if they can keep it together, as it looks like the 27 and the 5 of Isaac Wilson working together, so he was trying to find his teammate, as they are 3 wide for the lead again. Jason Warren going to take the lap that time, as boy, it is, oh my goodness, they're getting so close. I'm having to hold my breath from time to time. Like Tracy Passing out here, I'm holding my breath as they go around. They're getting so close to each other. The middle lane, not quite formed up just yet, but has just enough momentum to keep it there. Top line looks really good, and bottom line obviously has a slight advantage. But here goes Michael Nash with a little bit of a run here as the top line, as soon as I say something, they break up just a little bit and fall back. Michael Nash. Oh, and Isaac, who I thought they were working together, I just said that. Isaac goes to the inside and leaves his, I guess I thought they were teammates, but I don't think they were. And oh my goodness, Stephen McDonald just self-clears across the nose of the 27. And we have another caution as a wreck. Big wreck again. See all kinds of cars involved. See Matt Clement yet again involved in that accident. Just tough luck tonight for that 19 car. Chuck Pegleg Phelps sitting on the track. You see Michael Nash driving off. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened. We were kind of watching, but all started right around the 68 here, as they were 4 wide on the front straightaway as Jason Warren goes to the outside of Michael Nash. Nash trying to get back in line, not quite able to do it. Yeah, just the 68 making that car about 2 cars wide, and just Michael Nash nowhere to go. Tyler Rice, Matt Clement. Just hard racing there, 4 wide. It's hard to know where everybody's at. Not everybody has, full triple screens, VR, or able to see all the way around them, and so there is no 4 wide call. So the spotter doesn't say, "Oh, you're 4 wide." I don't believe it does anyway. So he may have just thought they were 3 wide, and so just a small mistake there. And so some guys sitting on pit road see Michael Nash's right front not even spinning, but he does get a faster pair, so he'll be able to get back out there and hopefully get back in this thing. But right now, Mickey Isaac with the lead. Isaac Wilson right behind him. Isaac making that big move on Michael Nash that kind of started sending the 27 towards the back. Isaac Wilson texting and driving here. Going down into the grass. So under our third or fourth caution, I'm not really sure which one, but got 9 laps to go. Probably going to get the green with about 6 or 7 laps to go. And try to finish this thing off. We do have a couple green-white checkered attempts if needed. And I can't imagine that we don't use at least one of them. I'd be so surprised. Play race is always so tough because you can't, there is some skill involved, and I think there is a certain skill set that makes makes a driver good at plate racing. I mean, you've seen them year in and year out. Of course, in real life, how fast a car is really makes all the difference. But you still got to make the right moves, but it just seems like there's just so much luck involved. I would say there's probably 60% luck, and then 40% skill involved in Superspeedway racing. You got to be in the right line at the right time with the right run, and to be able to get it done. Sometimes you just don't have what you need. There's no move you can make. You just got to push the guy in front of you. Oh my goodness, Isaac Wilson goes down and just takes out Mickey Isaac under caution. What is going on? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. So I don't know what's going on. The 5 is now slow on the track as Mickey Isaac going to try to get caught back up. Hopefully he doesn't lose his positions. I don't know what's going on with Isaac. Hopefully he's okay. He's not having any kind of issues. We've seen people with wheel issues. He may have, hopefully he's not having any kind of major issues going on, but would imagine if it was something serious, he would have pulled off the track. But yeah, I don't know what in the world's going on. Go back and look at that real quick to get ready to go back green. As I really wasn't paying that much attention, but yeah, it just comes down and just man, I don't know. But don't really see any damage to Mickey Isaac's car. Get a good camera to look. Yeah, that right rear looks okay. So Mickey Isaac should be okay. And like I said, don't know what happened. We saw Isaac go through the grass earlier. Made a joke he was texting and driving, but don't know. Maybe having wheel trouble. Sometimes people's screens go out. There's all kinds of reasons why that happens. Yeah, that's wild right there. Oh, he said screen issues. Yeah, that happens sometimes. So hopefully that clears up for Isaac and get back into this thing. But right now, Mickey Isaac out front, Jason Warren on the outside. And they both take off together. And boy, I tell you what, that's a scary thing, is they're going to be out there on their own with big runs behind them. So they're going to have to make some moves to block these runs. We'll see what happens, see if anybody's willing to make a move. As we got 7 laps to go, Charlie Gates going to get to the back bumper of the 45. And that top line's going to get rolling. But who's going to stay in line? Who's going to move out and jump up to the top line? Thomas Sly going to go out and make it a third lane. Charlie Gates thought about jumping up there and blocking that, but now Jason Warren does. He's going to block. The 86 is going to get into the wall. He's stuck to the wall. Brandon Pollock going to give him the bumper. Goes down, and they almost wrecked there. But, hey, they were able to make it through that. That was awesome. As we stay green. As Jason Warren, though, out there by himself. Charlie Gates, caution does come out. Oh, it looks like Chris Reese went around. It's like the 71 of Greg Froelich didn't see that there was an issue going on, and Chris Reese gets clobbered in the rear end. And caution comes back out, so we're back under caution again. Yeah, got Isaac Wilson in chat saying that it's having some screen issues. I know how frustrating that can be because it's intermittent. You don't know when it's going to happen. You'll be sitting there just driving along, and all of a sudden your screen goes completely black, and you can't see where you are. And that's tough, and it may not happen for a good 30, 45 minutes. And then all of a sudden it'll happen twice in 5 minutes. So I know how frustrating that is. So hopefully that clears up for him and he can get back into it. He was having a great run. Right now, if you're Mickey Isaac, you got to be feeling good. Of course, Charlie Gates having some connection issues. Hopefully that clears up, because that could be problematic here towards the end. As that car blinks out, iRacing says it's not there anymore, and you can drive where he actually is, and then when he comes back, a car could be in the middle inside of him. Net code starts to be a little weird, cause accidents. So hopefully, if somebody is seeing it, they're calling it out. That could cause some issues. Lights are still on the pace car, so we at least got 2 more laps under caution. Logan Sturgeon going up to the top and going to push Jason Warren. Jason trying to get up there to his teammate. Oh, and Charlie Gates kind of back and forth, back and forth. That middle line, though, starting to heat up as now Jason Lottridge leading that middle lane. Thanks, Daniel. So now we're 3 wide again for the lead. Got some action behind as guys making contact. We're going to focus on the lead as the Jason Warren and Logan Sturgeon get a huge run off the corner, almost able to clear as that top line is going to be moving now as we only have 2 laps to go coming down the back straightaway. If we make it to the white flag, that is it. We'll see the race to the finish. But right now, Jason Warren electing not to leave his help. Probably a smart thing as, boy, it's getting tight right here off the corner. Coming to the white flag, Charlie Gates with a little bit of a nose out ahead as they go down the front straightaway, go through the trioval for one more time. White flag is out here at the Arca Series, and man, we are 3 wide. A great push out front, getting a little wiggly up here. But if you're in the middle and the bottom, you got to get tightened up, and y'all got to push if you're going to make any kind of anything happen here. That top line looking really, really strong, though. But how is it going to – who's going to make it down there? Jason Warren goes down. Oh, and he gets tagged as he goes down, and he's in the wall. Big wreck as everybody starts fanning out. Charlie Gates has got the lead, but Jason Lottridge is going to have it. Is Alan Wernecki going to stay with Charlie Gates? Will they be able to get another run? What's Mickey Isaac going to do as they come off of turn 4? Mickey Isaac nowhere to go. Is he going to go low or go high? Charlie Gates is going to have the run, though. What's he going to be able to do with it? Mickey Isaac goes up there and blocks, and Jason Lottridge is going to win here at Talladega in a wild finish there. And, boy, we'll never hear the end of it. We'll go back to that last lap and see exactly what happened between Logan Sturgeon. We'll go on a better cam so we can kind of see what was going on here. Everybody trying to jockey for position. Oh, and see what happened. Logan Sturgeon gives a bump to Jason Warren. I talked about it at the beginning of the show. You just can't do it. You can't do it as he's a little off center. Jason Warren goes down there, and then the 99 going to get into the back of the 26. And when Jason comes back up, the 26 is there, not able to slow up, and it is on from there. And everybody starts wrecking as the field just kind of goes crazy. So, but Jason Warren or Jason Lottridge does a great job. Charlie Gates also a fantastic job. Mickey Isaac just all over the back bumper of Lottridge, and Charlie Gates, Wernecki just did not have the momentum to try to make a run there, and Jason Lottridge able to hold off for the win. Pretty crazy finish there. All right, well, let's talk to some drivers, and let's get out of here. Charlie Gates Jr. is going to be the first driver. And we'll see if we can't get him up here and talk to him. Charlie Gates is steady in the booth. You got me? Charlie Gates, steady in the booth. You got me? All right, we'll come back to Charlie. He may be smoking a cigarette. He might be taking a breather. Let's talk to Mickey Isaac, see what he thought about the race. Mickey Isaac, steady in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Eddie.
Well, man, pretty awesome race. Kind of wild from your point of view. You got up front. You were kind of able to stay up there for a little while. Talk about your race, man. And there at the end, you were kind of glued to the 48's bumper. Were you going to try anything there at the end? Or you just kind of settling in on second place?
Oh, Lord, no. I was going to try to go around him. But I didn't want to be a commie and wreck him on purpose. So I figured I owed him one for wrecking him last week.
Well, yeah. Well, second place, nothing to sneeze at. You're able to dodge that big wreck there at the end and stay out of that and come home in the second place. Is there anything else he could have done there? What were your thoughts? You took that white flag. Did you have a plan of what you might try to do to get around him?
Nah, I really didn't have anywhere to go and didn't have no one behind me to push. So we just take the points and move on to the next round.
Well, all right. Congratulations on the second place finish. As always, man, who you got to thank? Sponsor shout outs.
Oh, we're going to give Zachary Johnson a shout out. He's been here beside me all night, spotting and coaching and crew chiefing and watching the fuel, and we'll give him a shout out.
All right. There you have it. Mickey Isaac. Congratulations, Mickey.
All right, man. Hey,
Let's see if we can get Charlie Gates in here one more time. Charlie Gates, standing in the booth. You got me? Charlie Gates is in the booth. You got me? Charlie Gates! Can you hear me? All right, we'll try one more time. Let's go ahead and get your winner up in here, Jason Lottridge, the Superspeedway King. Jason Lottridge himself is in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Eddie.
Well, pretty good race. Kind of wild. Lots of big crashes. A lot of what you'd expect out of a Talladega race. There at the end, everything kind of happened behind you, and you had Mickey Isaac pushing to the end and able to get it done. Talk about your race and how you're able to get that win tonight.
Well, first off, I just want to thank Mickey for not dumping me because we had a long race, lots of incidents, but it was a good race. And, my plan was to run as hard as I could, use my fast repair if needed. And as I always say, you're either first or you're last.
That's right. Well, did a good job, and you was working. You didn't really. I didn't know who were you working with tonight, because it seemed like you were just kind of working all three lanes, willing to move around and work with just about anybody, which turned out to be the right call. But saw you and Jason Warren working together a little bit. But it seemed like you were kind of open to work with anybody tonight, and just trying to get that 48 car in victory lane.
Well, as I always say, I always feel like I'm the super speedway king, and I had no friends tonight, to be honest. Nobody wanted to work with me. All they wanted to make sure is I lost. But, I just went with whatever lane was the fastest.
Well, did a great job. Put yourself in a good position there, and was able to get the win with a little help from your friend Mickey Isaac. And man, just awesome race. Great job getting through all the incidents and the wrecks and making it to the end. And you didn't back into that one at all. I think you had control of it there, regardless, and you're able to get that win. So congratulations, Jason. As always, man, who you got to thank? Sponsors, shout outs.
Yeah, man. Warren School of Racing Etiquette, Flexible Freight Solutions, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Rebels Racing Network. Thank you to you as well for putting on a great broadcast. Thunderstruck Super Series, Kinder Farm and Ranch, and of course, Brandon Wallace's used tires. But I just like to say that this is my second win at Talladega in a row, and next season, I'm going to go for my third in a row.
Well, all righty. We're looking forward to it. Congratulations.
Thanks, Eddie.
Well, bring Charlie Gates in here one more time. Charlie Gates, you got me. All right. Well, we tried. Charlie Gates maybe kind of hit it off, but he had a great run as well. He was the hard charger, moved up 20 spots from where he finished. So congratulations to Charlie Gates. I'm sure he had a lot of fun, and he was up there in the mix. Just needed a little bit of help once that field wreck behind him kind of broke it up a little bit, and needed Allen to be a little bit closer. Another lap, maybe he could have done something, but just come up a little bit short. But congratulations to Charlie Gates. That was a great run. Let's bring up the results, see where everybody finished, and then we're going to get out of here. Al Renecki comes home in fourth. Michael Kosick, Jonathan Cofield's fifth and sixth. Michael Nash, seventh. Tyler Rice, eighth. Ninth. Kai Shepard, Logan Surgeon, 10th. Brandon Wallace, 11th. Thomas Sly, 12th. Charles Stevens Jr., 13th. Jason Warren, 14th. Brandon Pollock, 15th. Isaac Wilson, 16th. William Griffith, 17th. Greg Froelich, 18th. 19th, Chris Reese. Chuck Phelps, 20th. Steve McDonald, 21st. 22nd, Josh Oswald. And 23rd, Matt Clement. Hard Luck Award winner, Cofield Asphalt and Refinishing. Hard Luck Award. You know, there's a lot of hard luck out there tonight. It's really hard to say who I might give that to. Golly, it feels like everybody but Jason Lottridge. The top 4 had some tough luck. Man, I don't know. I don't know who to give it to. You know, kind of have to maybe throw it over to Isaac Wilson for having those issues with his monitor up front, doing a great job of pushing folks, and there at the end just had some monitor issues that caused him to have to go to the back and was not able to get up there and maybe battle for the win. So he'll be the Cofield Asphalt Refinishing Hard Luck Award winner. Well, fun race. Talladega always puts on a show. It was wild. Lots of big wrecks. The guys are really pushing for everything they could. Some issues here and there. Some blinking. Some screens going dark. Man, just all around fun race. So, congratulations again to Jason Lottridge and all the top 5 putting on a heck of a show. And we will see y'all next week. Next week we are where are we going? I should probably know the schedule off the top of my head, but you know, I don't. So let's look. Nashville Fairgrounds where we're going next week. Oh, that'll be a blast. And that will be the cutoff race for the playoffs as we are done with the regular season after next week. Going to have a lot of fun seeing who's going to end up where. And right now, the top 16 pretty tight. So we'll see how that ends up. So congratulations to everybody in the race. A lot of fun. And we will see y'all next week for Nashville. Come on out. It'll be a lot of fun.